Hi there, welcome back to my channel. So today I have for you another tutorial for a one sheet wonder, and this one is to make a little itty bitty mini album. So this is what we're going to be making. It is a little 3x3 mini album that is perfect for 2x2 photos. So I was looking on YouTube trying to find some new ideas for different one sheet wonder projects and trying to use up my 12x12 single sheets. And I came across a little mini album that was just absolutely adorable. I could not get over how cute it was. But whenever I went to try to make it, because I was just trying to go off of memory, I know I messed it up. So I had to just kind of do my own thing. And so that's what I'm going to show for you is how I made this. But yeah, it's super cute. Like I said, I think it's perfect for 2x2 photos. I'm including these little mats in this one. This is like a 2¼ by 2¼ so it would be perfect for like a 2x2. Let me grab my 2x2. I always keep them on my desk. I need to put them in like a little mini album myself, and I haven't done that yet. So this is a 2x2 photo, and as you can see, it has a cute little outline for it. And I think this would be ideal for this size. And so you can still kind of tuck it under the ephemera and the different things that I did include. And this is just like a little journaling card. And there are 7 pockets in here, 7-page pockets. So these, you could add photos to it, or you could just use it for journaling what the photo is about. And yeah, let me just do a flip through of what I've got in this one. Of course, the one that we're making will look different. I just kind of go through my ephemera and just kind of pick things out that I think kind of match or coordinate with the papers, since these are not part of a collection. I mean, they are, but I don't have the collection. I just have a pack of the single sheets and that's it. So I don't have like coordinated ephemera or stickers or anything like that, unless I just so happen to find something in my stash. So that's what I did. I just tried to look through and see if I could find things that I felt like went along with it. And so, yeah, that's the way I'm trying to use up. I'm not only using up my 12x12 single sheets, but I'm also using up ephemera that I've got in my stash that maybe I've used previously, or most of it's gone. I just have a few pieces left. But yep, isn't this so cute? That's a little tiny tag and a little butterfly, and it says moments like these. You could put a little 2x2 photo there. But yeah, and then the back here we have a little pocket, and I just have some seam binding kind of holding it closed. And so that's what we're going to be trying to make right now, is one just like this. It's really simple the way that I've kind of figured out how to do it. I will say I have not done this yet with directional paper, so I'm going to do it right now, and hopefully it all works out. Hopefully I don't make any mistakes. So just grab your 12x12 paper that you're going to use, and grab your scoreboard. So we're going to do this by scoring vertically, okay? So if your direction of your paper is usually, you know, horizontal, we're going to score vertically on this thing. So I should have got I know I had it out. I don't know what I did with my blue bone folder, so I'm just going to use this one. This is a scoring tool from Cricut. So you're going to score at 3 inches, 6 inches, 9 inches. Okay, so we'll have 4 different sections. So 3 inches, 6 inches, 9 inches, and that should be it. Okay. And I was going to say, so this paper that I'm using right here is from My Mind's Eye. This is the Wild Asparagus. And the mini album that I just showed you is Willow by One Canoe 2. I don't even think I've ever heard of that brand before, so I'm going to have to check them out. All right, so now that we have it scored at 3 inches, 6 inches, 9 inches, we are going to now cut horizontally, okay? So now we're cutting against the score line. So this is, you know, still the correct way. So we're actually going to turn it. And now we're going to cut at 3 inches for every single stretch. So we should have four pieces by the end of this. If you have more than that or less than that, you did something wrong, because we need 4. All right, so just cutting at the 3-inch line on each of these. All right, so here we go. All right, so far so good. So this should be exactly what we need. So now I need to decide what I want to be the outside cover. Do I want the words on the outside, Or do I want the words on the inside? Oh, this is tough. Yeah, you know what? I think I'm going to put the words on the inside because I think I'd rather have this on the outside. So since I want my words on the inside, I'm going to start with the first fold, folding it, you know, like you would for a cover. And then now I'm going to fold this one back and this one forward. Okay, so we kind of have like this M shape. All right, so we're going to do that for all of them, actually. We're going to go ahead and do that. So cover. All right, and now fold this one to the back and that one to the front. Another M shape. Okay, fold that one to the front, that one to the back, and in like that. So the video I was watching was you take the full 12 by 12, you score it at 3, 6, 9, and 12 on both sides. And then you do like a cut up to one line, a cut down to the other line, and a cut up to one line. And then you should be able to just fold it, you know, without having to do, you know, all the extra. And then you do some gluing in different spots. And so I felt like, well, number one, I messed it up. So it was not as easy as it looked because I thought I could just go off of memory and do it. So hopefully this will be something super easy, super simple for us to do. So we got all of our M shapes, okay? All right, so now we got to work on our pockets. So I'm going to use, if I can find it, yep, I got it right here. I'm going to use my circle punch and of course my glue. And yeah, so we're going to start, we're not going to do any, you know, gluing. This is, remember, our front cover, but I am going to connect the two middle pieces like this. And so I need to go ahead and do a punch, a thumb notch right here on this one. So I'm going to try to line it up the best I can. Go as deep as you want. And there we go. So now I just need to glue it together like that. So glue on two sides. So of course the bottom, and then the side that's opposite of that score line. So you just really have to do a L shape to connect it together. And that's pretty simple. This cardstock or pattern cardstock feels so much thicker than what I just worked with. It feels like a heavyweight cardstock almost, but I know it, you know, it most likely is not. Okay, so look, we have our first page done. We have, this will be the front cover. We have a pocket page. Now this is also going to be a pocket page. So let's go ahead and put our thumb notch there before we connect the next piece. Okay, and we are going to grab another one of our covers. So make sure your words are not upside down or whatever direction you make. You may just be using like, you know, non-directional paper, and that'll make it a little bit easier, especially for the first one. But yeah, I just got to make sure the words are correct. All right, so for this one, I do have to do a U shape to connect the pieces together for this one. Now, I do not do decorating on screen just because everybody has their own style, and that takes me, I think, 10 times as long as it does to assemble something. Decorating is always the slowest thing for me just because I never know which way I want to go with it. And then I second guess what I'm going to do, and it can just be a very long process for me sometimes. All right, so we have two pockets. Now this is also going to be a pocket right here. So this will be the next page, and we will connect. So these are actually the same two middle sections like what we started with. That will always be like a little pocket right there. So let's go ahead and do our circle punch. All right, and now flip it back to the back, and we're doing our L shape again. Okay. All right, so now we have 1, 2, 3 pockets. This is also going to be a pocket. Unless you don't want it to be a pocket. I mean, you could just make this as many pockets as you want. I like having tons of pockets. especially for something so tiny like this, just so that you have extra writing space so you can really document whatever the little album is being used for. So that we have to do the 3 sides. Oh, I'm about to glue it upside down again. That is one easy thing. I didn't have to truly worry about that on the other thing. Just make sure everything's lined up properly while the glue is wet. Okay. I was also really careful with the first one and made sure that I scored everything. Like I went over the score lines really good with my bone folder before I tried to assemble it. So I should have done that probably with this, but I'm just trying to make this a quick tutorial, something super quick and easy you can make and just have a lot of fun with. And so now we're back to that middle M. So I'm going to go ahead and do another punch. My L shape with the glue. And while that's drying, I'm gonna let that dry for a second. So this, I used some paperback burlap to make like a little spine piece, and you could totally do that. This measures 1.5 inches by 3 inches. And I just added a little bit of lace underneath that spine before I glued it down. And I really like that look. The paperback burlap came from Joann's, which as we know is no longer in business. So I'll see if I can look for some on Amazon. If I find some, I'll try to link it below. I don't know. I have never bought any from there before, so I'm not sure if they even have it. I hope they do, just because I only have a few sheets of this left, and I really, really love it, especially for fall mini albums. It's just one of my favorite things to add. Okay, so now we're on the last little section that we have. All right. Isn't this so easy? This is just like the easiest little mini album, and it just has the cutest look to it. I absolutely love it. See, look how uneven my little pages are. See, I should have like made sure everything was lining up perfectly, but it's really hard because I've got this little ring light right in my face, and I cannot do anything like this. I can't be super particular. All right, last one. So this is our last M shape. And add our glue on the bottom and on that side. And there you have it. That is what it looks like. And that's so cute. And we'll do just a really quick flip through just so you can see one more time how it looks. Oh yeah, I forgot. I'm gonna corner round all of the pages because I did do that on this. And I just think it looks so much cuter when you do that. I love it. Okay, so this is, it just gives it a more finished look to me, I think. All right, so we've got all of our little pages. So obviously the back page is empty. So for this one, I used, for these little slide-in things, I did it at a 2 1/4 inch by, was it 2 7/8 of an inch. I could have done 3 inches and it would have stuck out just a tad bit more. But I didn't want it to hang out super, super, big. But yeah, that's the sizes of these. So you can go a little bit wider if you want, or you can go a little bit, you just kind of have to be careful for this, because let me just open it up and show you. So for the pages where we connected, let me see if I can find one. I think this might be one of the ones. It's really hard to tell. But for the pages where you connected them together, the pieces together, look how cool that looks when it opened up like that. That it's going to be a little bit tighter just because you have glue on 3 sides, whereas the other one's glue on 2 sides. And so yeah, you just kind of have to fit the whatever size you go with in each of the pockets to make sure it fits. So let's go ahead and just do one more little touch on this just to finish it up. I'm just using my little corner rounder just to kind of give it a more finished look. I think it looks more finished this way. But if you like the square, you can go with the square. I'm telling you, this cardstock is so much thicker than what I was working with on the other one. Hopefully my little corner rounder doesn't break. That would be awful. All right, almost done. I could have just done this off screen and come back and shown you, but it does not take very long to do this. Good grief, what have I done? I don't know what's wrong with that. Good grief. Okay. And I just spotted my blue bone folder that I was looking for, so let me see if I can just flatten that a bit and maybe that'll help me. Yes, that helped a lot. Okay. Oh, last one. Sorry about that. Good grief. All right, see, now look how cute that looks. I just love it with the rounded corners like that. It's absolutely adorable. So, yeah, I'll be playing around with this one now to get this one decorated up like I did this one. I did put the seam binding underneath the spine, so I glued it to the spine first, and then I added the spine on top of it just to give you a little, you know, hint. If you're wanting to add a little closure, you could always add it under the spine piece. If you choose to do the spine, you could totally just leave it like this and just decorate it like that. But I thought the spine just made it look really, you know, really finished. And you would never know looking at that it was just a one sheet piece of paper, would you? It's so cute. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed just this quick tutorial. I hope you make some. It would make great little gifts for your friends, your family members, little brag books for grandparents. So anyways, you guys have a great rest of your week.